The Smithsonian's National Air and Space Museum is unveiling 5 new exhibits next week.
The museum, which holds the world's largest collection of aviation and space artifacts, inspires dreams to take flight. National Air and Space Museum Director Christopher Brown remembers his first visit to the museum in 1977.
When I left this building that day, I decided to get my pilot's license.
Brown has overseen a multi-year renovation of all the museum's 20 galleries ahead of its 50th anniversary next year. 5 galleries reopen next week. Among the artifacts back on display is Charles Lindbergh's Spirit of St. Louis.
Everything in this museum, with the exception of our lunar rock, is a consequence of human ingenuity. Curious people saying, how do we solve this incredibly complex challenge?
So curiosity is one thing that ties all of the pilots and astronauts who've manned these vehicles. Courage, too?
An abundance of courage. I mean, the aircraft to your left, my right, the Spirit of St. Louis, a 26-year-old named Charles Lindbergh flies that solo across the Atlantic Ocean, 1927, for the first time. It was incredibly audacious, arguably treacherous, and yet he took on that challenge.
Another highlight is John Glenn's Mercury Friendship 7 capsule, in which he became the first American to orbit the Earth in 1962. A television moment that captured the nation, sending reporters, like this reporter's mother, to Glenn's house to experience his feat with his wife Annie.
We think of the pilots and the astronauts as being sort of the ones, but behind them are thousands of people working incredibly hard.
I look at every one of those wires and buttons and switches. That's a person behind that.
Exactly.
Around every corner, there is something to go wow about. I would guess that the more that sense of wonder is conjured, wherever it's conjured, must benefit the museum.
I think so. It is a place of wonder.
Great seeing your mom in the piece. But I once flew in a replica of Lindbergh's plane, struck by the scope of it so small. What did you see?
Well, that's what happens when you go there, is you get this physical response to Lindbergh's little tin can he was up in, and the John Glenn capsule. Imagine a walnut in a walnut shell. That's what it was like for him.
That's all it is. Wow.
That's the evening news for this evening. I'm John Dickerson.
I'm Maurice Dubois. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.